Good morning, everybody. Hey, we are back in the Finish Line book today. If you have it, feel free to write in it just like you have been. If you're at home and you don't have your book, I put the PDF on Schoology, and just follow along with that, okay? All right, I'm going to read this with you guys. We'll talk about it a little bit, and then I'm going to just have you guys do one page for practice, okay? Last week we talked about similarities between plants and animals. This week we're going to talk about differences, okay? So plants and animals have many similar needs, but they meet these needs in different ways. They have different kinds of body structures that help them meet their needs. Characteristics of plants. Unlike animals, plants cannot move from place to place. Where's my pen? There it is. That's definitely important, right? They cannot move from place to place. Probably the biggest difference between plants and animals, right? Animals can move, plants cannot. They must get all the things they need in the places they grow. A plant has structures that help it take it in what it needs from the environment. Let's talk about some of these structures. Most plants have roots, stems, and leaves. A pea plant stem holds the plant up. The roots spread out under the soil to take in the water. The water moves up the stems to the leaves. The leaves have tiny holes that take in air. The leaves also soak up sunlight. Plants can also make their own food. They use the energy and sunlight to make food from water and carbon dioxide. Most plants make food in their leaves. The food moves through the plant's body from the leaves to the stem and roots. All right, so here we go. We got the leaves, we got the stem. Man, those roots are pretty long, aren't they? Like animals, plants use oxygen to get energy from their food. Plants can get oxygen from the air through the holes in their leaves. However, they also produce some oxygen when they make food. I didn't know that. They also produce some oxygen when they make food. Like all living things, plants grow and change during their lives. Most plants grow from seeds. Under the right conditions, a young plant called a seedling will sprout from a seed. Then the seedling can grow into an adult plant. A stem holds a plant up. Some stems are hard and woody. Some stems are soft and fleshy. Give an example of a plant with a woody stem. An example of a plant with a fleshy stem. Explain why most tall plants, such as trees, have woody stems. Well, that's what I was thinking, that if you have a woody stem, probably a tree, right? And a fleshy stem is probably more like a flower or something like that. But those woody stems, I would say, allow the trees to grow up and be hundreds of feet tall. But, flowers, they're a little bit fleshier, they're kind of softer. They can only grow, a few inches or a few feet. There are many possible correct answers to part A, but you need to choose only 2 plants. So think of plants with woody stems like trees and bushes. A pine tree is a plant with a woody stem. Think of plants with soft stems like grasses and flowers. A tomato plant is a plant with a fleshy stem. For part B, you need to apply the information in the question and what you already know about plants. A woody stem would give a plant more support than a fleshy one. Tall plants, such as trees, need more support to hold them up than short plants do. Characteristics of animals. All animals can move from place to place at some point in their lives. They move around to find what they need to survive. Many animals that live on land, such as deer and birds, move using legs or wings. Other land animals, such as snakes, move by crawling on their bellies. Some plants that live in water swim using fins. Unlike plants, animals cannot make their own food. That's a big deal. They must eat other organisms. After an animal eats, it digests its food. That is, its body breaks down the food into substances that the body can use. that's what eating's all about, right? Breaking that food down so you have some energy. Most animals have special structures that help them digest food. Your stomach and intestines help your body digest food. Like plants, animals need structures to support their bodies. However, animals do not have stems. Instead, many animals have skeletons. A skeleton supports an animal's body and gives it shape. Insects, such as fireflies, and some other animals have their skeletons on the outside of their bodies. This hard outer covering protects a firefly's soft body. As the firefly grows, it needs a new skeleton. It sheds its old skeleton and grows a new one. Spiders and crabs also have skeletons on the outside of their bodies. It says cicadas are insects that shed their skeletons as they grow. I think we're going to be seeing a lot of cicadas this year. All right, last page. Many animals, such as people, cats, birds, and fish, have skeletons inside their bodies. That's us, right? Can't see those bones, but they're in there. Most of these animals have skeletons made of bones. The animals do not need new skeletons as they grow. Their bones grow as the animals get bigger. Animals with skeletons on the inside do not shed their skeletons as they grow. When they breathe, animals take in oxygen and release carbon dioxide. Animals use oxygen to get energy from food. In the process, they make carbon dioxide waste. Animals cannot use carbon dioxide like plants do. They get rid of carbon dioxide before it harms their bodies. Most land animals use lungs for respiration. Lungs help an animal take in air. People, wolves, reptiles, and birds have lungs. Most animals that live in water have gills. Gills help animals take in oxygen from water. A few animals can take in and release gases through their skin. Which animal structure has a function most similar to the function of tiny holes in leaves? Well, the tiny holes in leaves, don't they take in carbon dioxide and send oxygen back out? So I think they kind of help with breathing or respiration. So I think lungs sound good, but let me check them all out. I don't think the skeleton, that's kind of your framework, right? So I'm going to say no. Stomach is for digestion, for food. So I don't think so. Wings are for movement. I'm going to say no. Let's go back to lungs, okay? First, think of the function of the tiny holes in leaves. The holes take in air. Look for an answer choice that has a similar function in animals. We did that. Checked them all. We got our A. Nice. Okay, guys, you have one page to do, all right? Do it, take a picture, send it back in, and I'll take a look, okay? But you can always go back and reread or check back in the passage, okay? All right, good luck.